The Syrian opposition conceded March 14th that the northwestern city of Idlib had been seized and cleared by loyalist forces in a matter of days. The fall of Idlib comes close on the heels of a much longer, and also ultimately successful, siege of a key district in the city of Homs, which fell last week. Clearing an area is not the same as holding it, much less pacifying it, so both Idlib and Homs represent so far tactical defeats for the opposition. Nevertheless, loyalist forces appear to be engaged in a deliberate and calculated offensive to stamp out meaningful opposition. Forces loyal to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad have reportedly taken control of the restive city of Idlib after a 4-day siege, ending, for the moment at least, open armed opposition. Searches and arrests quickly followed. This is the latest tactical success for the regime since the withdrawal of Arab League monitors in late January. This is not defeating the insurgency. Classic guerrilla strategy dictates that an insurgent force declines combat when it faces the prospect of overwhelming force. The challenge for the regime is undermining and degrading the rebellion in a meaningful way and being able to fix, engage, and decisively defeat the rebels. But the events of March have not represented progress for the insurgency either. Indeed, the regime has clearly succeeded in that it has avoided large-scale foreign intervention, and the prospect for anything like a Libyan air and special operations campaign remains dim. Some degree of low-level intervention in terms of funneling aid and assistance to the opposition is likely already underway, and that may be expanded. In particular, there is room for more sophisticated arms, ammunition, and explosives to be funneled into the country. But as the Libyan rebellion demonstrated, providing arms is really only part of the equation and entails considerable risks. Arms must be employed in a coherent manner if they are to facilitate even tactical shifts in an operation. This takes not just training and time, but also cohesion and organization, and the Syrian opposition remains quite fractious in its own right. What's more, injecting arms into the equation does not guarantee they will be employed in the desired way, and they are very difficult to reestablish control over as the conflict evolves. For example, the U.S. supplied the Afghan Mujahideen with Stinger surface-to-air missiles in the 1980s to help defeat the Soviets, then spent the bulk of the 1990s scrambling to prevent one from being used to bring down a civilian airliner. The bottom line is that even with considerably expanded foreign support, the Syrian rebellion is a long way from anything more than harassing and militant hit-and-run attacks. To truly threaten the regime, it must either prompt much more robust foreign intervention, or in its own right threaten the regime with a civil war. Thus far, it has accomplished neither. So the question of how much longer the regime can hold out must be balanced by the same question about the rebellion. How much longer can it hold out in the face of an increasingly concerted crackdown by the regime in Damascus?